What is up, everyone? Uh, how's everyone doing? Okay, before I get into the drawing, which is the fun part, a little bit of a shameless plug here. Crystal Legends has 4 days left. Wait, is that right? Yeah, 4 days left on Indiegogo. I am thinking about going in demand, but that does not mean you shouldn't back it now. And now, now that that is done, and we'll do that again at the end of the stream, let's get to a drawing. And this time, upon request, I'm going to draw a page. But I'm not going to say what book it's from. I'm not going to say what. Well, I'm just not going to say what book it's from because this is just one of the many projects I got going for me. How's it going, Gable? Do I draw from a script or wing it from head? Uh, kind of both, really. Because what I do is that I just kind of plan it out first, and along the way, if I don't like how it's how I planned it, then I would change a few things here and there. Uh, this is my original stuff. No one has hired me to do any work for them. Yeah, this is of my own design. I will say one thing about this particular book. It is more superhero oriented. Just be angled. There we go. All right. Welcome, Gable.
Hello, hello. How are you this fine evening?
Uh, we're trying to find time to stream.
There you go.
Pretty much every other day, everyone is everyone was streaming.
Well, it's like that for almost every single day, right? Like Thursdays is also pretty packed because you also have the Jack show coming later. And then the people who try to stream before the Jack show. So it's always every single day is a busy day. I don't think you
Yeah.
can really plan it. I guess the biggest thing as an
Well,
artist, as a content creator, just pick a day and make sure you're consistent with it. So don't pull a me. Don't just randomly, run a stream every month and expect for people to pick it up. Go,
yeah.
hey, every Thursday at this time, I'm going to be streaming. I'm going to be doing pages. I'm going to be doing this or that. And, your audience will come. That's how Vic started. He streamed every night. And sure enough, people came.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah. Consistency is key because a lot of people I don't know if you're full CG or not, but people in this internet, comic crowd, they like consistency, right? So, the more consistent you are, the better. And that's like that for anything, for streaming, for work, for, whatever else happens to pop up. As long as you're consistent, people will show up for it.
Yeah, I try to be consistent. I know there's like no such thing as try. You just either be consistent or don't be consistent at all.
There's no try, only do.
Yeah.
Just do it.
But I can't tell you one thing, that whenever I am streaming, I will stream for 2 hours.
Okay. Well, there you go.
And that will be a night at least 8 or 8:30 to 10 or 10:30.
Okay. Well, there you go. Just make sure you just solidify a day of the week. I know, unless you plan on doing it more often, it's up to you. Also, make sure you come with content, right? If you have an idea of what you want to do, what you want to do, what you want to say. I think a lot of people kind of fall in the trap is like, I'll just draw. That's entertaining for some types of audiences, but not all of them. Like, you have to have some sort of topic you would like to talk. Some people come in with, a bunch of other people, like guests and stuff like that. If you're not able to carry a stream yourself, I know as an artist, you're probably busy, drawing. So it's kind of hard to kind of talk while you're drawing.
Yeah.
And, but that's something you learn though. You get better at it.
And also with stuff like this, I'm pretty much my own boss. I have to Excuse me for one moment.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so while Steven is gone,
All right, I'm back.
oh, he's back already.
Well, I just closed the door. My niece is here, and right now my parents are asleep, and I think they're trying to get to us, trying to get to sleep, and
gotta love family.
yeah.
Very good. Now, so you're actually doing a page from a creator-owned project, and you haven't given the name out. Does it have a name, or is it just not known yet?
I have a name. I've been trying. I was trying to think of a name for a long time. I actually thought of this. I actually thought of this before I thought of Crimson Legends.
Oh, interesting. So, I mean, how long has this idea been kicking in your head?
Since like actually like right after I moved down here in Florida.
So is that like a year or so, or 2 years?
Like 5 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
Like 5 or 6 years now.
Very cool.
Crimson Legends I thought of within a year and a half. There's another story I want to work on as well. That I actually thought of in high school.
Yeah.
And throughout, and I'm pretty sure you heard me say this like multiple times in people's other streams. I've always wanted to be a comic book artist, and draw comics and draw my favorite characters like Spider-Man. He's like my number one favorite character.
Okay.
In comics in general. But since I can't do that, I might as well make characters that would.
Yeah, I think it's more I think it's more fulfilling too as a creator, because it's also helps develop your own personal skills. Like since I am not a writer, but I like talking about writing. You see a lot of people when they start learning how to write, they kind of fall into writing fan fiction for properties that have already been established, like popular mainstream stuff. The only problem with that is you are working in a world with characters that have already been developed for you. So basically,
and you really don't even have to think that hard of what you want the story and the character to do.
Exactly, because all that groundwork has already been done. You know what your main character wants to do. You know what side character B is going to do. You know all of that. You know everything they're going to do. Now it's literally just plugging them into a plot and then finishing the story. You don't learn the basics of what it is for storytelling. And I think I sort of see that with comic creators, at least in the indie stream, because it's like, well, I want to make I want to make a story about Spider-Man, but I can't do Spider-Man. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a character who's basically Spider-Man, and he kind of acts like Peter Parker, but he's not, because I own it. And it's fine, but that's fan fiction.
Yeah. Well, for me, I have like this thing that I try to avoid, and I was making sure. I want to avoid making my characters act too much like a pre-existing character.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a smart thing to do.
Like, yes, this character is resembled, maybe an inspiration of another character, but. And he may have some similarities in his personality, but I still want him to be like completely his own character altogether.
Yeah, create his own create a unique character inspired by is one thing, right? Create his own unique world, his own unique plot, his own story. And like as you see this with a lot of fan fiction writers, they don't ever grasp that idea of.
Well, they don't ever really think about making their own character at first.
exactly.
The
And
only thing about, hey, I want to draw Iron Man, or I want to write about Iron Man, I want to write about how he's this and this and this,
yeah, and
and now,
it stunts your growth as a
and it's
creator
like,
too.
okay, so now you have a part of your story in his life,
Yeah.
but that's just a part of a story. You don't really own that character.
Yeah. Like I said, it stunts your growth as a creator too. If you're always used to like playing in other people's worlds and not, taking the time to develop your own unique world, right? So you
Right.
lose a solid, one of the solid pillars of storytelling when you can't create your own character. So I think going this route, making your own IP, is actually very important because I mean, you're literally learning. Not only, you want to be a professional comic book artist, so I mean, obviously there's a lot of learning involved with that, but also, I mean, you have to tell a story.
There we
You have to
go.
learn how to tell a story while learning how to, draw what's in your head. And like it's a complicated process. So, long as you get those pillars down and you practice, you can do it.
That is not how the hand. That's a crappy looking hand. I need to fix that.
Looks upside down. But another thing is,
Well,
I will also stress this to a lot of creators, and I'm starting to see this, especially in the cliques, or I guess the little subgroups that I find myself orbiting. Artists who take on too much or have too many ideas and are unable to finish one. So I will say this: take caution on. There's tons of ideas, right?
mm-hmm.
So many ideas that you can come up with. But you know what shows a lot of talent? Being able to finish one of them.
And
Take an idea from concept to completion. You're already beating like 75% of a lot of artists.
yeah,
So I know a lot of people like bouncing back and forth. Inspiration is nice, but don't depend on it. Sometimes you gotta do the time. You gotta put in the work. And whether you're writing or drawing or doing whatever, making music, it's all the same thing. You have to have the time.
and if you don't have the time, then you gotta make the time.
Yeah, everybody has time. I'm tired of this thing that kind of floats around. It's like, well, you don't understand how long it takes me.
You can't really say, I don't have the time. I don't have the time to draw a page today, dude. You have the time. You just need to find it.
Yeah,
You need, or if you can't draw a page today, at least draw a part of the page, and then
a panel.
when you sleep, then go to sleep, and then wake up and continue what you were working on.
Yeah, a panel. Like I said, a lot of people are kind of going on the excuse. Well, I want to do my best work. That's great. I love that you want to do your best work, but it's obvious that some people aren't putting in the time. So, as long as you're putting in the time and you're working on one, try to work on one thing as much as you can.
And also,
I think you'll have a lot more. You'll have a lot more success.
and also, I guess I can call this like some sort of a motto. Whatever page you're working on, make sure it's better than the one you did last time.
Yeah, I mean, always be improving, right? You never want to settle.
Never stop growing, really.
Yeah, you don't want to settle. You want to do a good job. Never phone it in. I mean, I think that's probably a different topic, but never phone it in. But like, I mean, a lot of the artists that like I see now, it's like they're still learning the trade. So it's a little bit of learning and doing, but in order to learn, you got to do it. You can't be like, oh, I have 1,000 ideas. Here's a one splash page or something that I drew on my idea. It's like, well, that's great. How about you do the other 22 pages?
If you have multiple ideas, great, but
write them down.
But here's what's going to happen. If you have ideas that are pretty much just flowing through your head, you're gonna get jumbled up and they're gonna get mixed up. So what
Yeah,
you need
it's
so what you need
possible.
to do is take like a sketch pad or a notepad and write it down so you don't forget it.
Yeah. There's also a thing with writers is like, some writers don't write down all their ideas because the really good ideas you'll keep remembering and you'll keep bringing back up. And I think that is true because like I have ideas in my head. I'm like, man, that would be a really good story. But then I forget about it for a little bit. Then I just randomly bring it back up and I go, crap, that was actually a good idea. Here's an extra plot point that I wanted to add to that story as I'm working on it. And it's just like those good ideas, they always stay around, regardless of what you're working on. So, and I think if they stay like that and they have the staying power, then
A good
obviously
idea
maybe you need to explore it.
a good idea is always remembered. A bad idea is always forgettable.
Yeah, like the rule of 30. Like, was it? They always say like if you have the urge to buy something, that wait 30 days and see if you still want that item.
Right.
And that's to me. It works. That's how That's how I operate because it's like it kind of stops my spur of the moment buying. It's like, oh, I need a new monitor. All right, let me hold off on a while. Let me see. Let me see if that's true or not. 30 days pass. Like, do I still want that monitor? No, not really. Never really wanted it in the first place. Save me $200, or however much it was. And I assume ideas are kind of the same way. It's like you could spend a lot of ideas for something that's like a surge of inspiration, and then it just sort of dies. And then it's
Right.
like, well, you just wasted a lot of that time on an idea that you were excited for it at first, but maybe it wasn't a full idea. Maybe it wasn't a full-fledged idea. But those good things that stay around, that build and grow off each other, I think that's probably a better thing, right? Because it has more staying power.
Yeah.
Look at your guy there. He looks like at least in the helmet, it's very like a Power Ranger-esque. Looks cool.
Thank you.
Give him an antenna. He'll be like a Kamen Rider. Maybe I'm too much of a geek.
Kamen Rider. Funny thing about Kamen Rider, Kamen Rider Dragon Knight was a old show I used to watch. But
Yeah.
but after like the whole, I think they stopped. I think they stopped it at that because I guess people weren't watching it that much.
Yeah, back in a long time ago, back in like the Power Rangers day, they had a Mask Rider, which was like the English adaptation of one of the Kamen Rider shows. Kind of basically like what they did with the Power Rangers, where they took like old Japanese footage from Super Sentai and
Which I was very smart that by the way, because then they can make it more cost effective and just use old footage but new actors.
I mean, yeah, just had to shoot footage of people, just like kids, sitting around in one set, and then everything else is like just Japanese footage. But they did the same thing for Kamen Rider. It's called was it the Masked Rider or something like that?
Masked Rider, yeah.
It wasn't popular. Which is a shame because I actually prefer Kamen Rider over like Super Sentai or Power Rangers.
I actually really enjoyed the Super Sentai. I actually have like a couple of the DVDs.
Okay, yeah,
of the original series. So
yeah, I've watched almost all of them over the course of my life. I've watched a lot of it through less than legal means of doing it, but I've also watched it like legit. Like I know Shout Factory has their own streaming where they have like 7 or 8 different Super Sentais and a bunch of Kamen Riders and like a bunch of like an Ultraman and stuff like that. So I find myself rewatching some of them, and it's like they're kind of like kiddie, but like I don't know, like it makes me feel good inside. It's like I don't know, it's like it sparks my inner boy. I'm like,
yeah.
this is like cool shit. Like dudes in masks fighting monsters with giant like fucking robots, and like it's just I don't know, it like just calls to me. I love it.
I guess I could drop a hint about this character here.
All right, what's his name? Do you have a name for him?
Actually, he's one of many. Actually, he's actually what I call a enforcer for what he does. He
Interesting.
to put it kind of simply, he's like a super cop.
Okay, I like it.
But so are his but so are his other comrades. So he's not the main character. That's what you're thinking. He's
There's like an ensemble stop type of story where there's a bunch of well, not really main characters, but bunch of characters that are the protagonists, I guess.
I guess I can give a little bit more.
Yeah, give us a little bit.
Like this book is like far from ready to be revealed, but I'll reveal a little bit more about it. He's actually,
I love story. That's why I'm asking. I'm like, hey, you know, what you have a title and what's the pitch for it? I think at a bare minimum.
So far the title is called Rev.
Rev, R-E-V. Okay.
Though I remember that there's a band called Rev Theory. They're like, should I keep the name? I mean, yeah, it doesn't. I mean, the name doesn't really associate them. I mean, Rev Theory is like
Rev Theory do the theme song to Blue Mountain State or something.
No, Rev Theory is a rock and roll band who sing the song Hell Yeah.
Oh, they did. Yeah, that was in the TV show Blue Mountain State. Do you remember that TV show about a college football team?
Give me a hell. Give me a yeah.
Yeah.
Turn up right now.
Yeah, that was Blue Mountain State. I watched that, you know, as a younger buck. It's been over for a while now, but
so yeah, coming up with this name and already knowing that band, like crap. Do I need to change it?
No, just call it Rev.
Yeah, because that's actually the name. That's actually the name of the main character. Which, if I could find the, that's not it.
I get different connotations from Rev. I mean, I'm thinking like, you know, Rev is like reverse. I'm thinking Rev as in like you rev an engine. I mean, I think Rev is. There's different connotations for it, right? So yeah, you can use it.
That's actually it right there. What you just said.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the like revving an engine.
Nice.
Because the main character, his name is Rev, and he's a superhero.
Okay, there you go. Now is he? You say is he a cop?
No.
So you said enforcer. Well, like what is enforcing? What does that entail?
He is enforcing superpowers.
Oh, interesting.
Because there's a belief in the story that people who are born with these powers, they've gone corrupt because of it.
Oh, it's interesting.
And it's up to these guys, a more aggressive police force, to capture them.
I like it,
but that's not the entirety of the story.
Well, don't give it all away. That's fine. I think that's a good taste. Now, how many pages would you say you have Rev?
Like right now?
Yeah.
Right now, this is page 3, but I had like other pages
Okay.
I'm just kind of redoing them, trying to see if I can tell the story better.
Nothing wrong with that. So you have this title. You have oh god, what was the other one? I backed it.
Crimson Legends.
Yeah, Crimson Legends. You have that one. So which one is going to get done first? I assume Crimson Legends, right?
Crimson Legends is the book. Crimson Legends is already done. It's going to be an issue. It's a 28 page issue.
Mm-hmm.
I am working on the second issue right now. And all right, give you a taste of what the cover is.
Yes, please.
Because I can't find the other page. I can't find the cover that I drew, but here's the cover when it's fully colored. Let's see if I can't. There we go.
All right.
So yeah, this
is not fully.
Red. Huh?
You said this is not fully colored?
It is fully colored.
Okay.
I'm still working on a little bit of the details.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to when this is like halfway done, I'm gonna put it on Indiegogo.
Okay.
But it just as a pre-launch at the time.
Yeah.
Hey, Doc.
Hey, Doc's in the chat. Good evening.
Why not come join the chat?
Yeah, looks solid.
So yeah, as you probably tell from the cover, he's a speedster.
Must go fast.
And yeah, that's why his name is Rev, and it's also it's also why he got his powers. So the name resides from his powers and what his power is. Well, how he got his powers and what his power is.
Now, how long would it take you to do a cover like this usually?
Probably a day or two.
Oh, that's pretty fast. So is that is line art, coloring, all that good stuff?
The page itself, pencils and inks, that would take like a day or two. Then I would just kind of wait like one more day to do the colors.
Yeah. Now I do have some constructive criticism for this. Would you like to hear it?
I'm open for it.
Okay. Now I'll preface this by saying I am not an artist, but I am a comic book fan. I've been reading comics all my life. I would redo the logo.
Yeah,
it doesn't pop.
Yeah, that logo right now is just kind of a placeholder.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out like a better way of showing it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I would say the logo is the weakest part.
Like you saw how the logo for Crimson Legends is. It's like out there, right?
Yeah, it's what do you call it? Wavy? No, I don't know what the term is. Yeah, it's like bam. It stands out.
Because I want your eye to catch it.
Yeah. Like when you're writing like text on colored, like really understand like the font line weight, or maybe adding drop shadow to it just to let it stand out from the background. Because like, right, for instance, for Rev, like I'm seeing it, I'm going, the V stands out, the RE not so much. So I'm thinking in my mind, I'm going revving an engine. I'm thinking like, well, what if the logo goes from like green to red, like when you rev a car, and the red is like you're going like super fast, it's rev too high. It's like doing some sort of like that in the style of the logo. That could be kind of cool. But yeah, like the RE to me doesn't stand out as good. But if it's just a placeholder, hey, that's fine too.
Yeah, right now it's just a placeholder.
Okay.
I'm also still just kind of debating if I should turn this into a issue or a graphic novel.
Hmm. Well, I mean, there's
Oh,
lots of school of thought on that. Some people are okay with selling singles. I still do back people who sell 22, 24 page comics. I tend to see them more on Kickstarter than I do on Indiegogo, but I've been known to back quite a bit of just single issue things. If you're just looking to see if you're doing that, just kind of gauge whether or not people would like to see it. Maybe that's a good way. Now, in the CG world, that's usually kind of not how things are done. They like people want to do the whole 48 pages thing, which at that point it's essentially 2 issues. And if you're doing a kind of a graphic novel size, the story structure changes a little bit, just because you have to get everything pushed out in 48 pages. But yeah, I mean, it's up to you. It depends on if you have enough story to populate 22 pages, or do you have enough to populate 48 pages? Just all depends on the story.
yeah. Another thing with story in general is that you have to find like a good place to stop the story right there, and then move on to the next issue or to the next graphic novel, and
Yeah,
continue
well,
on from
some
there.
people do that. Some people will crowdfund individual issues, and they'll just pump them out. They'll go, okay, 1 issue every 2 months. Like if
Yeah,
you have that ability and you have that output, it's very rare because I very rare to see, at least from our side of or from CG side, for someone to pump out that fast. But it's not unheard of. So it'd be interesting to see if that's how it goes.
still working on color a bit because if you can look at that gray car, it looks like it kind of blends in too much.
No, that was my next critique. My next critique was the background behind the main character. A lot of people tend to kind of dim that, or what was it called? They do something with the color to make it drop more backwards, so it's not as noticeable. Because the one thing you want to see is the guy, right? That's like kind of the whole
Right.
thing. I would even think about if this guy is going super fast and he's slamming on the brakes. I assume there would be some sort of speed lines, a la Flash, but obviously not Flash because you want to steal from it. Some sort of graphical representation of speed.
Well, the trail behind him, he's giving off energy
Oh, I see.
within the tree.
I thought it was like a water thing. So
No,
maybe revisit the blueness. I thought that was water. Like he's making a path for water to come through or something. That's what it
no.
first gives me the vibes on. But now, yeah, okay, now I see it. Maybe it needs more of a trail. Maybe it needs to go down to his feet.
Uh,
But that's just my,
maybe have it. Maybe I can add like a bit of blue.
yeah.
On
That's just my critique. You can take. I just give ideas and you take and ignore
Yeah.
whatever you like.
Well, what's always good to get to get like critiques. It's always good to listen to the customer.
Yeah.
And be like, okay, so what pops out here for you? And I'm guessing, what pops out here for you is the character.
Yeah, and then that's the good thing, right? That's the thing we're
Right.
looking at. And then after that, I'm going, those cars look weird, and I'm like, they need to be pushed back, or they need to not be so there,
Like,
right?
like,
Because I want to focus on the guy.
I need to figure out how to isolate him and his trail, but blur everything else.
Yeah, and I would recommend if you can handle the critique of like Dillard, go on a Vic channel one day with Vic and Dillard are on, and ask for Dillard to critique it. He has a very impeccable eye. He's a good artist as well. Also, Andy, if you can find Andy, Andy's really good on touching up and giving ideas how to do things through Photoshop. So I I would highly recommend those two guys, at least from an artist standpoint.
Yeah.
They'll tell you exactly what works and how to make other things, or how to change things to make those little like small details work even better.
So yeah.
So just that's what I would attempt to do, because I'm like, hey, this looks solid. Can we make it better?
And as always, I always leave my logo on the page.
Yeah, and I'm sure the logo, they'll hit you for the logo.
Yeah.
I would also look at the. I mean, I guess it kind of works. I would say the branding on the top left,
Right here.
the blue to purple gradient.
Right here.
Yeah. Something screams cheap to me when I see that, and I don't know why.
Wait,
and I don't think I'm smart enough. The gradient on the branding on
right here.
Yeah, purple, the blue to purple.
Yeah.
So it yells like cheap, but I'm not good of an artist to know what needs to improve about it. So let me pop up Crypts and Legends. Now I think it works better because you're going from a dark color to a lighter color on 001 for Crypts and Legends, so it doesn't stand out as much.
Right, I'm gonna pop out of this.
Yeah. Yeah, so like on the Crypts and Legends cover, you go from a blackish red to a more red gradient, and I think that looks really good. But the blue to purple, I don't think works for me.
Blue to purple, it was a dark purple to a lighter purple.
Was it? It might be my monitor. It might be my monitor.
Huh.
Or I would say darker to lighter instead of lighter to darker. Maybe that's what it is.
Right.
But yeah, that my only critiques. Everything else looks freaking solid. Great.
Thank you. Because
now you're laying down pencils. When do you get to so do you go straight pencils to inks? You do like the traditional way?
Yeah.
Do you ink like physically, or do you do it on digitally or what?
Physically.
Okay.
I tried to do it on one other book I had digitally, and it just looked crappy to me. Like the lines were crooked, and it was because I wasn't feeling that. I think it's partly because I wasn't feeling like that texture and the vibration you would feel with the pen or ink.
That tactile feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the door. So let's see. Let's put that right there. Yeah, this page right here is one of the ones that I'm actually redoing.
Is it a better idea, better layout? Like, what's the thought process there?
A better idea, I guess, because I was trying to figure out how to tell the story better. Like, here's a portfolio. Well, I guess I can show you like an old portfolio I have.
Sure.
Here's what I brought to the conventions to show people.
I love panels like that one on the second panel on the left page. I love when artists try to do depth, and I think that's missing a lot in indie comics. Is just the idea of depth.
Here's the new page that's gonna fall off my desk, and here's the old one.
Yeah. All that's solid though. I love the depth though. I love the fact there's things in the front I love things that are in the back. I mean, just that depth just adds so many different layers to
So
it.
so I turned this from just a one page to more of a 2 page.
Mm.
Actually, more of a 3 page, because this is actually the third page right here. And the reason for that is because one time one of the artists I showed this to, he said that everything was solid, but he said like this panel right here. I was trying to show that someone was
Holding an
videotaping the whole thing.
iPad.
Huh?
What's that? Is he holding an iPad?
Yeah, well, an iPhone.
iPhone. Okay. Well, that's a big ass phone.
Yeah.
The scales off there a little bit.
This is like one of the attempts I did.
Okay.
Uh,
An 8-inch tablet.
Everything else looked all right.
That the first panel is great. Second
Like,
panel is great.
but this panel and this panel right here.
I think everything's okay, minus the giant ass iPad.
He pretty much said, I know what's going on here. I know what's going on here, but I don't know what's going on here. And I was looking at it too. I was like, why did I think of drawing that? Like, why?
I don't know.
So I kind of just kind of sat on it for like a couple of years, and then I thought of Crystal Legends. Now the first book of that is done, and then I started thinking about the story about this story again.
Well, there you go.
And I thought I could do better, and so that's what I'm trying to do right now.
I like it. Always be improving.
One page I think you saw that you said you liked because it was what some artists, what other comic artists do, and that's this.
Oh yeah. First panel's great. The close up there is awesome.
Like right here, I wanted you to see like the full view of who one of the characters were.
Yeah, it's a more dynamic page layout. It's not just all panels, which
Right.
is good, because that's more of a modern style, right? Having a panel that is not a panel. I don't know what you would call that, but it's a very, very solid page. It's dynamic too. You're not afraid to change angles to where they make sense. Some people like to change angles just to change angles, but I mean, so it goes back to like filmmaking. Like, you can tell when someone breaks that like 180 rule or whatever it's called. They move the camera past where they're supposed to be, and the next shot kind of looks awkward. Comic book artists are kind of like the same thing, right? You got to make sure your shots flow from one to another. It's all in service of the story. So,
well,
make it dynamic and exciting, and in service of the story, and you have a winner.
Yeah. So, right, that's done. That's just a screen on his arm. Gotta have those pouches.
You know, Liefeld would love you for that.
I actually got to meet him at one of the at my local comic book store.
Oh, the legend himself, huh? How did that go down?
Oh, and great. I didn't get a chance to talk to him much because he was there. He was just there for a signing.
Yeah.
But I did get his autograph on one. I think it was called Bloodshot.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I've actually never met Rob. Wish I would have, though. Not many See, that everybody's like on the other side of the world from me. So
I asked him how I can get into the comic industry, and he pretty much just said build a following, uh, build a social media following, and I showed him the cover for Christian Legends, and in one of the panels, and he said they were good.
oh, cool. Well, there you go. Yeah, but I mean, building a following is important. It's hard because I know, like, unless you have the charisma of some of these, like, charisma of a radio show host or whatever, it's hard to kind of get comfortable talking in front of people, or maybe not talking in front of people, right? Because
Yeah,
if you want someone to come find your stream later on and you're by yourself, it's like, well, how do you keep it entertaining so people will want to keep watching? It's a hard thing to
yeah.
answer.
A little while later, uh, before that, actually learned about Comicsgate when I stumbled upon on EVS's channel,
Yeah.
and and I I listened to what he was talking about, and at first I thought this stuff can't be true, and I found out for myself. I found out that the people were saying the same thing, and I was like, "Holy crap!"
So are you full blown CG? Are
Oh yeah,
you
oh yeah.
okay? All right, that's interesting.
Because I don't like how they're treating the fans. I don't like how they're treating the characters. Because even though they are just characters, they're characters that has been around for years.
Yeah.
They like every story is just kind of part of their life. You know?
Yeah, I'm a little different. Like I still enjoy some mainstream comics, but it tends to be like I still buy Spawn every week or every month. I guess now every week with all the other titles.
I am Comicsgate, and I still listen, and I still pick up a issue from one of the companies every now and then.
Yeah, I mean, I've been known to make fun of mainstream people and get blocked on Twitter by them. But if you're bad, you're bad, and I don't mind telling you that. I guess I'm a dick for that. I don't know, but like, I don't go full into. I think intense tribalism is bad. Like I understand.
Like there are some writers who try to do good who do good for the fans, but there's writers that would just well, I'm gonna change this and this and this, and you can't say anything about it, or else you're you're a homophobe or whatever. I'm like,
yeah, see, all that's dumb. It's dumb and gay. It's like, I'm like, whatever. That to me, I'm like, that just tells you you're a bad storyteller.
And tells me that you don't listen to the fans. You don't you and I just think it's kind of wrong that Marvel and DC are hiring these people for not being comic fans, but for other stuff,
political leanings.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like,
and
I still enjoy Donny Cates. I mean, everybody, I know CG loves to make fun of Donny Cates, but I think his Venom run was great. Reading the second issue of his Hulk run just came out this week, I think. First issue was okay. Second issue was better.
So
I don't know what you would call me. A fence sitter? Is that what they would call me? I guess I'm a fence sitter. I mean, I don't really care. I like a lot of CG people, except for that Yucky guy. Yucky Gum's probably the worst person.
I guess you can probably call say I'm full Comicsgate, but I still I still pick up but I still enjoy like some of the work. You just have to find out
Yeah, I'm
who does good work.
much more selective.
Right.
Like now, I'm buying Batman versus Bigsby, which is written by Bill Willingham, which is CG adjacent, I guess you could say. Spawn, but that's because the Todd father,
Hey, Yucky.
obviously. What's up, Yucky? What else did I buy? I bought Donny Cates' Incredible Hulk 1 and 2.
Yeah, Marvel's failing, but they're failing on their own accord.
Oh yeah, I mean they're digging their own graves, but I don't think I don't think the industry is going to collapse. I think that's a little.
Yeah.
I think it's just going to shrink a lot, which it already has.
Which funny thing is, Tom McFarlane was kind of ahead of the curve because he said in one of his interviews that he started his toy company not just because he wants to make good toys, but also in case the comic industry wants to implode on itself.
Yeah. Well, Todd McFarlane has built his own brand, and that's kind of what he's done. Yucky says, "I'm excited for that new Alex Ross Fantastic Four book. I am too. I actually enjoy Alex Ross too."
One of my favorite artists is Todd Knock. Whenever I see that he wrote a story or drew a comic, which the two main titles that he usually works on is either Spider-Man or the X-Men.
Okay.
And I'm a big fan on both of them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Darren Warren Johnson. He did a mini series for Beta Ray Bill, which a lot of people loved, and I loved, and I not only did I buy the issues, but I also bought the trade that just came out. I'm a fan of Scotty Young as well. He did the Oz books back in the day. He does a lot of what was it doing? Deadpool for a while, I think. I forget.
I'm not sure if you heard about this. But originally I was trying to get Crypts and Legends published by Image.
Oh. That's
but
very interesting.
But here's the funny thing. They denied me 4 times. And the other 4 times they just kind of ghosted me.
Did they give you any feedback?
No. The email I got back was saying, hey, thank you for choosing us as your publisher, but unfortunately we cannot publish your book.
Oh, so they're like, we think you suck. That's basically what they're saying.
But due to high demand in submissions, we cannot tell. Basically, yeah, like you said, they're saying you suck, but we can't tell you why you suck.
Yeah, they can't give you actual feedback. That's more than likely you got answered by a very low level assistant editor, which is they don't have an opinion other than it's not good. Like if you would go and be like, hey, can I get your artist idea of what this is good about or bad about it, and then like
it always says that it always says that it's from Eric Stevenson, and each time it was the same email.
Yeah, it's the default stock reply probably. Which means they probably didn't even read it. that happens a lot too.
So kind of at that point, I was like, okay, you know what? Screw you guys. I'm just gonna do this myself, and I'm gonna show you that it's good.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's what you have to do with it, right?
All right, so this part right here. First of all, how does that look?
Last panel's great. I would probably add some detail into the door panel there.
That's what I was trying to do. But
how to do it, I have no idea because I'm not an artist. I'm just saying. The only reason I say that because you can tell the attention to detail for everything besides that top right quadrant.
Yeah.
So it stands out a little bit. And I don't know if that you need to add like interior, like an interior panel or little switches and lights or whatever. I don't know how futuristic this is, but
well, okay. Another thing is that it's actually set in modern times.
Okay, so I would just Google like police door, look at it. Or door.
The place, but the city itself is advanced.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, you could probably get away with it. I assume there wouldn't be like an interior door handle, right? The doors would be automatic. I don't know. I'm just making up shit now.
Where's my ruler?
Bam. That's the ruler that EVS recommends on his pickup tools from what was it? I was going to say Harris Teeter. It's not Harris Teeter. What was it? What's that store? Michael's?
Yeah. Michael's or Hobby Lobby.
There you
go to Hobby Lobby.
Yeah. You got a lead holder as well. Is that the same one he recommended?
Oh, this?
Yeah.
No, I found this on my own.
Cool.
This.
Yucky says the future doesn't need doors. I agree.
The future doesn't need doors.
Doors just hold you back.
He's gonna go right through it.
I know. But I mean, if it's really the future, you think it would just kind of like it'd be like a laser door, right? And then the laser would just cut off, and then you just walk through, right? I don't know how you would do that without like cutting off your arm or whatever, but whatever.
Well, I used to watch stuff like, well, actually, I still do sometimes, like Star Trek or Star Wars. And it's always I thought it was always kind of cool that there were doors that just opened automatically, and you would hear that.
Yeah, that sound effect.
Like it wasn't the door itself that was cool. It was the sound effect too.
Yeah. Iconic. So I don't even know if I'm a Star Trek or Star Wars guy. I never got into Star Wars until like a year ago, maybe, and even then, I'm just sort of like, it's okay.
But yeah,
but Star Trek I used to watch as a kid, so I'm thinking but I don't really. I'm not do or die with it. So I guess if I had to pick, I'd probably pick Star Trek. But
yeah, just so you know, I am a Comicsgate guy. I still do read Marvel and DC comics, but I am picky on them.
That sounds very anti-CG to me, Steven.
No, I am CG.
Yucky says we can block out the winds with magnets or something. Yeah, I mean, there's that one song that says magnets. How the fuck do they work? They're mysterious things.
I fully believe what CG's doing. Let's see.
So are we still working on the door? Or are we going to the running panel?
I'll go back to the door later. I'm working on the running panel.
Okay. So she is running away.
She's running from this guy.
Oh my gosh. So we got the flow of action.
This is right here, which is actually right here.
Gotcha. I like that she's stepping out of the panel. I love it. So what is she running? Is she running in a city? Is it like
she
stores behind her?
Huh?
They're like, what? I mean, like what's
Uh,
behind her from that profile view?
trying to think.
I assume it'd be like stores. Are they chasing her through a street, right?
Yeah.
So there'd be like a
Stores.
curb. There'd be like a.
So, but another thing is perspective. I don't want to be like out of perspective or anything.
That's all you
And
have no idea
let's
about that
see.
stuff.
All right, so let's see. The point is right here. And oh, didn't mean to do that. Okay. Then.
The only thing I know about perspective is I know when something doesn't look right.
All right, so an average door would probably be about this wide and this tall.
Yeah. Unless she was a giant.
So yeah, that should be right. You know what? It is right. Don't doubt yourself.
Yeah.
And if that is how big the door is, then the person who would be going through that door.
Well, put a person in the background.
Would be
There's like a little stick
that's
figure.
all.
Yeah.
And how I wrote the story is that.
So is she running down the middle of the road? If she's running down the middle of the road, that looks like a big ass road, though.
Yeah, she's like she's running away from this guy, and she's well. All right, to give you another thing. She's what's called an exile, and they're people who were born with powers.
No, she has powers.
Yes.
So I assume that at some point he sort of like backs her into a corner and she has powers. She does something to get away, or she does something that causes him to take her down or something. I assume.
You assume correctly.
There you go. Now, in this world, everybody has powers. I assume. Are they all?
Not everyone. Like.
Well, some of them do. The people who do have powers, are they all the same power? Are they different powers? Like what's?
They're different.
Okay.
They're different from each other. I hate when that happens.
What, being different from others?
No, my lead broke.
Ah, rip.
Because this is a what's it called again?
0.7.
It's a 0.3.
0.3.
Yeah.
It's that's thick, right? Yeah, it's thick. Thicker than like 0.5 and 0.7, right?
No, this is actually thinner.
Thinner. Okay. I get my pencils backwards.
This is a 0.5.
Oh, okay, so 0.3 is like for little small lines.
Much tougher to break, but there are times where I would be like, where I would intentionally break it to get like a sharper edge.
Guess it's better than using a lead holder and having to sharpen it all the time.
Yeah. It kind of cuts off that time. So, are there any projects that you're working on?
Any projects? So, I am not really a creator. I've been helping people with various projects because a lot of people ask for like writing advice or feedback. I give a lot of feedback to a lot of people. Some people have asked me to help write stuff, but I'm mostly a silent observer. The joke is one day on stream, we were making fun of werewolf books, how CG loves werewolf books.
So I'm guessing that's why you all had me draw that werewolf.
Yeah. So what ended up happening was I was like, shit, we should just make a book. The CG needs to make a book that's nothing but werewolves, and that's kind of the genesis of Hair Team 6, which is a government military group of all werewolves, but they're all different werewolves, like all werewolves, like throughout, various lores. Like you have like the the wolf, the one has runs on four legs. You have the one that's like bipedal. You have one that's like Native American and wears like a pelt and transforms into a wolf. Call him the wolf god. Yeah, but like different werewolves, like the old wolf, like the teen wolf, like the one who looks kind of goofy, still more human than wolf.
Yeah.
That was like the genesis of Hair Team 6, and we sort of started beating it out, and then I was doing it as a joke, but now apparently everybody wants me to actually finish writing it, so maybe I'll finish writing it. Yucky wants me to. I think maybe I should do it.
Oh, you should.
He wants high octane hairy domination. That's what Yucky said. So I think I can provide that to him. Some people have already offered to draw it, and I'm like, let's see what happens. But most of the thing, I'm just here to shit posts, troll from the chats. But more and more people want me on to help run their streams. Because I can talk, and I don't shut up.
Well, you're always welcome on this stream.
Well, appreciate it, man. Yeah, like I said, I don't want to go on stream unless I can provide, like, do something. I don't want to just sit there. Whether it be leading conversations or doing whatever I need to do. I like to. I kind of like EVS. Like, make sure you provide something to the stream. That's what I think. And for me, it's like werewolf conversations. Let's talk about werewolves.
Yucky Gum says, I give blame for everything.
I've been noticing that a lot.
Yeah.
Yucky says Gable should stream himself more. Last time I streamed, I got yelled at. It was like, they're like, Gable, you don't create anything. You're not allowed to stream. We're not coming on your channel. Yeah, I remember that. That hurt my feelings. Not kidding. I don't care. I'll stream. We're going to do the Yucky and Gable show. That's what we're going to do. We're going to, I don't know what we're going to talk about. We're going to pick it like a Netflix movie.
At the end of time, I don't know where to really look for the news on what's going on with the industry. So
like comics.
Well, yeah. Because I have Instagram, I do have Twitter, and I'm trying to find what's going on. And there are times where I go on EVS's channel and see what's going on. And he actually show and the good thing about EVS is that he actually shows proof of what's going on.
Yeah. You can definitely you can read news articles. I think in order to, you see a lot of like people, they'll read news articles, but they don't really have an opinion. They're just reading it to read it.
Right. Like there's EVS, there's Clownfish.
EVS has opinions, and whether or not you agree with his opinions, I guess it don't matter. At least he has opinions.
Well,
like here's a great article right now. Henry Cavill says he prefers adaptations to be less changed from the source. When he's talking about the live-action Mass Effect TV series. I tweeted about this earlier, and I was like, Henry Cavill wants people not to change stories from the source. So he wants the story from Mass Effect to basically be the shell in the television show. And I am 100% behind that. I'm like, if everybody did that, I think a lot less, what would you call it? Toxic fans. There would be a lot less toxic fans. Now, you can't do a one-to-one adaptation between mediums. You can't. It's near impossible. They can't take a video game, which is an interactive experience, and expect it to translate one-to-one to TV or to a movie. It just can't happen. There has to be some sort of adaptation that happens there. But the big thing there is characters, motivations and stuff. Those don't change. Those stay the same. The plot, the big plot points, they stay the same. The minor stuff, the stuff that doesn't matter, yeah, that can be cut out and rearranged, or you can change some characters or what, as long as the main point of the story doesn't change.
Right.
So I think what Henry Cavill's here is saying, he's saying, just stay. There's a reason why the
You can change
source.
you can change a few stuff, but you can't change of what the source is.
Yeah, there's a reason why like Mass Effect was super popular, right? So why would you change that? Don't change it. Like same thing, Cowboy Bebop. We literally just saw this. So
I watch
Cowboy Bebop, the
like a couple.
anime.
I watch like I don't think a full. I don't think the full season. Uh, I thought like some parts were kind of funny.
Mm,
Uh, like when Spike Spiegel was hanging upside down
oh yeah.
on that billboard.
Yeah,
You
so I
seen
mean,
that?
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But
But I think for like what I was trying to say was like Cowboy Bebop, the original anime, has a giant cult following. There's a
oh
reason why it has
yeah,
a cult
that
following. And it's like the new show took quite a bit from it, which is good. But then they changed the stupidest things.
like
Like,
that guy who was who was apparently trans.
yeah. I mean that was like
I didn't
it's
realize
just
who
so
that.
dumb.
I didn't realize who that was until until someone said his name, and then I kind of backtracked. Like, wait, that wasn't his choice.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
and why did they think that was a good idea?
And I also think any television show or movie or something that in the marketing push leading up to the release, they mention anything about identity politics, it's obvious, or feminist power or any of that kind of crap. It's obvious that they changed something for political reasons, not in service of the show or fans. They're
And you're
like,
gonna get hate for that.
yeah, and it's like, well, we changed it because it was indicative of the times, and that's not how we are anymore. It's like bitch, it wasn't made for you. The show, there's a reason why there's so many
If you didn't
fans of these shows.
if you didn't like what the anime is, and you change and you become part like of a crew,
Mhm.
or become the head of producing the show, and you just have to change what you didn't like, you're ruining it for the fans.
Yeah, the people who support this show, who buy the merchandise, the people who've lived with us their entire lives, fuck them. Let's just shit on it, and we'll make our own thing. They'll cry, and we'll just say toxic fandom because that's what they do. And then, you know,
Dillard,
that's just what they do. Hey, evening, Dillard. I was just talking about you earlier.
hop onto the chat.
All
Well, hop
all
onto
good
the
things.
stream.
All good things though. I always say like I don't really care, and a lot of people put like a lot of emphasis on like costumes. What show are we complaining about? Oh, we're just talking in general, really. Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, Cowboy Bebop. The anime is great. There's nothing wrong with it.
Hmm.
I I really enjoyed it. I'm watching it again on Netflix
Yep.
while it's still on there.
That's the best thing that's happened since the new show came out. It's
Uh,
watching the original is a lot easier now because it's fucking everywhere.
uh, the live action, some stuff was okay, but
Mm.
the other stuff is or just like more than
Have you ever heard of the YouTube channel The Critical Drinker?
Does he does his
He talks about pop culture stuff.
brand does his his logo thing always look like he's getting drunk?
Yeah, he's always drinking in his thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen him.
So he recently released a video, and it's basically like the 5 steps to destroy a franchise. And it's essentially like here's the 5 steps. It's like, first, find something that already has a fan base, right?
Done.
And we're seeing the push into manga now, or manga and anime. It's like, we're going to take these properties and we're going to readapt them. Step 2 is to update them, right, to modern sensibilities, like
Which
all
is
that stuff that wouldn't fly. Those edgy, non PC jokes, they got to
yeah.
change. We gotta redo women. You can put women in stronger roles, that kind of crap. And then I think the third step is like
First of all,
basically attack the fans.
First of all, we already have strong women in comics.
There's strong women everywhere.
Yeah, there's strong women everywhere.
Yeah,
in movies, comics, in any sort of media.
Yeah.
So if you tell me that there's no strong women, first thing I'm gonna call you a freaking liar, and then I'm gonna give you names of people or of characters that resemble.
Yeah. Steps 3 was, you attack the fans, right? You call them toxic. And then step 4 was the show gets canceled. Then step 5 is, guess who you blame? You don't blame yourself.
You blame the fans.
You blame those fans from step 3, and rinse and repeat. It's just like, oh, you think they would learn by now? It's like
taking something that's good, shit on it, then give it back as damaged goods. Right?
Dillard doesn't agree with us at all.
False women aren't strong, just interesting.
Like physically strong? I don't know. Since men can be women now, I think they're really fucking strong.
Yeah. Have you heard the women's sports now?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like that one woman MMA fighter. Oh, I'm sorry, woman in quotes. She's fucking people up. I see. I would say the otherwise. I don't think women are interesting at all. Gonna get you canceled, Steven. Sorry.
Oh, God. When did this whole cancel culture start? Anyway.
Let's see. Well, it really started steamrolling with the Me Too movement.
The what?
The Me Too movement, where everybody's like, I got sexually harassed by what's his face. Let's cancel him. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, oh, cancel culture is not a real thing. You just never been consequences for your actions and all that kind of jazz. Dillard says, my max deadlift in high school is 50 pounds more than the female world record. Yeah. That is well. Dillard, do you ever see those videos where women are weightlifting and they're like, they're doing like benches? They're like, oh, I'm going to bench 285 or whatever it is. And they move it like 1 inch and they count it as a rep. Have you seen those? They're fucking hilarious.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I forget what it was. It was like on TikTok. It's one of those things where like guys are making fun of women, and like there's these women like weightlifters, and they're doing bench presses, and like they're all strapped up, right? They got that thing across their chest. They're doing all this, all the chalk on their hands, and they do the bench. They have like 2 guys, one on each side, and they lift the bar up for them, and then they let go, and the woman. They bring it down like 1 inch, literally. Like it's almost like they just shifted their shoulders, and then they count that as a rep. It's like, get the fuck out of here. Well, that is not what is that kind of crap?
As far as I can tell from what you just told me, is that 2 men just pretty much helped her bring that barbell up.
lifting the weight,
But like, from what you tell me, it is pretty much like this. Two guys lifted it up. She acted like she was lifting it up, and then as soon as they let go, she immediately dropped it, and she decided to just take the credit for what they did.
Yeah. Now it's not uncommon for people to help someone get a weight into position.
Oh
Like,
no,
but we're talking like homeboys trying to fucking bench like 900 pounds, like that kind of crap.
yeah.
But we're like, oh, she's benching 250 or whatever it is. And it's just like, we're going to lift it up. We're going to hold it for her. And then we're going to let go. And then she's going to move it 1 inch. And then we're going to grab it. And we're going to help her re-rack it. And it's just like, I just want to die. Like that's not lifting.
No, that's not lifting. That's just acting like you're gonna drop it.
But one thing bitches love to do, they love fucking leg exercise or butt exercises. It's like, oh, I go to the gym 5 days a week, and like 4 of them are butt days. It's like your body's so like disproportionate now. You have huge ass legs and a huge ass.
So now you have a just pretty much all the muscle you built in is just on your ass now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for it. Don't get me wrong. I love giant asses. I love big thick thighs too. But it's just comical. It's like they're flexing.
Doa Draws says, I haven't seen him, bitch. I used to rep 250.
Yeah. I tell you, man. It's next time I stumble across one, Dillard, I'll message it to you. But yeah, I mean, I'm okay if they want to do
I've seen
leg exercises and butt exercises, and they only want to grow that part of their body. I'm okay with that.
I've seen
just don't bicep flex in the mirror anymore.
I've seen videos of HGWs complaining about random stuff. I've seen videos about Karens.
I never complain.
Huh?
I never complain. I'm kidding.
And it's just like a couple of days ago, I was watching like I think the video is called SJW Fails, and this group in Poland who are
LGBTQ plus.
No, it was that, but it was but the guy Yuki says, I'm starting to think Karens are white women with standards.
Oh, like good standards? I don't know. Depends on the Karen, I guess.
But anyway,
Guy from Red Bank's in the chat. Hey, guy from Red Bank.
Hey, guy. But yeah, so apparently there was this Catholic group holding up some kind of a flag and playing the music on the bagpipes, and there's this group of SJWs who are LGTB activists.
PBQ, yeah.
Yeah, and they go up in front of them and they started barking at them like I'm not saying like they're yelling at them or insulting them or anything. They were literally barking at them.
Bitches be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. The world is weird. Focus on yourself. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Focus on yourself, kings.
Guy says Karen does mean pure. Karen does mean pure?
Yeah. Karens, they want pureness.
This is one other video I saw like a couple of years ago. This Karen, she refused to put on a mask, and the waitress keeps telling her that she needs to put on a mask. It's the rule of the restaurant. And here's the reason why she wouldn't put on a mask. It's because she recently put on makeup and she didn't want to ruin it.
Well, I mean that's a great reason. It takes a lot of time and money to do that.
So after after the constant refusal, the waitress's manager popped in. And the waitress quits because of what's been going on. And the manager was stunned about it. And you want to know what happened next?
What?
The Karen decides to go ahead and put on a mask at that time. After my eraser broke.
Oof. Speaking of mask, I just got a email from my kid's school, and they were like, "We are now making masks optional starting after tomorrow, December 17th." And I thought that was kind of funny, but there's a whole bunch of caveats on the bottom, like little asterisks, and they're like, they have to wear masks like during cafeteria time when they're not eating. So like if they finish their food, they got to put their mask back on. If they're riding the bus, they have to, because it's federally mandated that anybody on public transportation has to wear a mask. So the kids can they have to ride. If they ride the bus, they have to put a mask on. Then they can take the mask off at school for several hours. Then they got to put a mask back on to get back on the bus to come home, just to take it off again. Fucking ridiculous. I mean, I'm happy it's optional at school now, but
it's mandatory on the bus.
Yeah, mandatory on a bus, and mandatory if it's like if they're doing something that like they're all close together, like cafeteria. If you're in the cafeteria and you're eating, you're fine. You don't need a mask. But if you're not eating, you need a mask. And all teachers still have to wear masks too. And I'm like, good. Don't get my kids sick. It's funny because my kids' classrooms, the teachers always get COVID. And I don't know what it is about it. They always get it, and it's like, oh, the teachers, they get an automated call. It's like, oh, a case of COVID has been in your child's classroom, and it's like, if it's a teacher, they tell you, the teacher will be out for 2 weeks or whatever, or a week. Was it 10 days? Well, I forgot what it was. 10 days, I think. But you can always tell when it's a child because they don't add that part to it. But for heaven forbid, it's always fucking 10 days. And I'm like, teacher got COVID again. What are you doing?
How many times have teachers gotten COVID?
Well, they had to rotate them out because some kids are still doing remote learning. So what ended up happening was a classroom teacher, if they got COVID, would swap over to doing the remote lessons. And then the other teacher who was doing remote would come back and do the classroom. So they would swap out, and it's like, well, that teacher would get it, and then the next teacher would get it, and they would come back, and I guess the same teacher must have got it again because it happened 3 times this year, and I'm like, holy shit! What are you guys doing? You guys are blowing my mind.
Let's see. Let's turn this into a store, Dumbledore or whatever.
Wait a minute, Akira Toriyama has a new manga? He's the guy who made Dragon Ball.
Oh, yeah?
He has a new one? Or is this old and reprinted? It's called Manga Theater?
Manga Theater? I don't think I've heard of that.
Story and art by Akira Toriyama.
Have to make sure that I don't smear anything.
Don't they have oh yeah, I guess that's for digital, the little hand thing.
I've been intending on getting one.
Mm-hmm.
I just haven't found the time yet.
I always when the digital artists wear them, I just think they're called whack off gloves. Yeah, you can't convince me they're not because they're like fucking black and it's like, wait, what? Like fucking lingerie for your hand.
The names of these products.
I'll say this Manga Theater by Akira Toriyama is very chibi-ish. Everybody's got a fucking big head. I don't know if I dig that.
Manga's actually really good when you read some of them.
I do. I currently reading Chainsaw Man. Fucking, it's hilarious. For me, I find that hilarious because it's like at least the very first couple books, he's like his main drive is just to see that chick's boobs. I find that hilarious. I just want to see her melons. Oh, well, okay then.
Isn't that too much to ask?
I know. Well, I mean, I don't blame the guy.
Oh yeah.
Shit just happens.
All right, so put my emphasis on this.
Vic wants people to retweet because he needs smokes. What? Oh.
Wait, what?
Sketch cards. I was reading The Vault. That was a while ago.
Oh, speaking of cards, and I think I am ready to reveal this.
You lost your V card. Congratulations.
No. God. Trading cards.
Oh, now trading card for Crypts and Legends?
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, let us see. Crypts and Legends is now on Indiegogo, by the way, guys, if you want to back it.
Yep. And actually, it's at 4 days left.
Oh, yeah, back it up quickly.
But who knows? It might go on in demand.
You know, being able to see ghosts is one thing, but saving the world from evil is another.
Yeah, I was trying to come up with something better, but
hit me up next time. We'll get you a better tagline.
Yeah. Let's see. And
4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Arthur. You know, when it was small like that, I thought it read Curry for a second. I'm like, Arthur Curry, fucking Aquaman?
No. Arthur Eclipse, Luna, Carter Eclipse, and Zoe.
So let me ask a question. Arthur Eclipse, what the hell is that on his arm?
That is his robotic arm.
Oh, so what is it like? I mean, obviously it has like giant fucking like blades on it or something. Is that what's on the bottom of it?
That's just like one of many things that it can do.
Oh, okay.
And there is a story behind that, which you would have to read to find out.
Oh. Luna, now she's obviously a big Eiffel 65 lover. She loves blue. What who is Luna? What does she do?
She is the ghost that has always been around Carter.
Okay.
She's been around since he was little to up till he turned 18 or he's between like 18 and 21, I think. Yeah,
so almost like a guardian angel, guardian ghost.
Pretty much.
People didn't like my blue joke. Well, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. At least you got the reference, and now you're just as bad as I am.
And let's not forget Zoe.
So two things stand out to me about Zoe, and I guess let's just go ahead and say it. Why is one hand blue and one orange?
She's a witch.
A fucking witch. Aren't all women?
She has magical abilities.
So is that ice and fire?
It's ice and electricity.
Oh, a little Electro there. Like now, is she a bad guy?
No,
just another
I
another
have not
member of a
revealed
ragtag
that guy
group.
yet. He will. Well, he will come later.
Oh, is he a special bad guy? A mystery?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. All awesome. Now, all four of these trading cards. If someone backs your book, do they get them? Is it a special tier? What is it?
I'm still trying to figure that out. I think what I'm either going to do is just have everyone get all four of them, or set up stretch goals, which I don't know how to do that. Do I just write that in, or?
Yeah, you write it into the whatever the long ass description.
Yeah.
Hey, here's our stretch goals.
So right now I'm at 635.
So you hit your goal. Your goal was 500, so you definitely hit your goal. So that's good.
And right now you only get one of them. Actually, since I'm 100 ahead, well, 100 above, let's make that two of them.
Oh, well, there you go.
But the idea is you only get two randoms. You won't get the same. You won't get two of the same.
Okay.
You'll get two randoms, and if the campaign goes any higher, you'll get a third card.
Here, share my screen since we're talking about campaigns.
Okay.
We can see your desktop, by the way.
Yeah.
Just
I'll fix that.
No problem. Just in case you don't want to dox yourself.
There we go.
Yeah, so here's the Crypts and Legends campaign, issue number 1. Being able to see ghosts is one thing, saving the world from evil is another. Yeah, on Indiegogo. Issue 1. Being raised by his uncle, Carter Eclipse learns that his parents were explorers scouring the world, making discoveries that myths and legends weren't just stories he was told as a child. After learning of what his parents were really trying to protect the world from an evil force before their untimely death, Carter decides to pick up where his parents left off. He will have to fight monsters and creatures of myth, find and collect magical tomes that make or break the world. Sci-fi. Notice you left out the C there. Just wondering. Sci-fi, adventure, horror, fantasy. I love the cover. Cover's great.
Thank you.
And
to show.
Look at this guy. He's trying to grab him.
Huh?
Look at this little guy down here. He's trying to grab him.
Yeah.
And there's Luna. That was her name. Luna, Carter.
And look. All right.
Make yourself bigger.
Yeah. Give me a minute.
Yucky's still hating my reference to Eiffel 65.
Actually,
appreciate you, friend.
That real quick. So yeah, when you back it, you'll get this comic here, which look at that under the light.
Oh, it looks great. Yeah. Now what is that? What is that called?
It's chrome foil.
Chrome foil. Yeah.
Makes it all nice and shiny.
Looks great. Come on, show us the first page. Come on.
Okay. So the first page, it just kind of tell you what the world is like, and what you're probably gonna see.
All right. So it sets up a little bit of an exposition there.
Mhm.
Sets up the world. We get a little glimpse of, well, werewolf on
Yeah, it's
a
werewolf.
stone. Is that a grave or a stone? I can't tell.
That is a gravestone.
Gravestone. Oh, there you go. Well, see, this is why I backed it, because it looked like a wolf. That's why I backed it. I have a thing for werewolves.
So yeah, it's
Printed by Comics Wellspring.
and
That's a
show you some.
same company that Nasser uses.
Oh, Nasser uses them too.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Cool.
Good for small print runs. That's why they're good. Ooh.
So as you can see, I updated the tree there.
Nice. All solid. Love it. There you go.
And to give you one more look.
Oh man.
You're
more giving than my parents. And you haven't kicked me out yet, so this is great.
You're a guest, man.
If only my parents thought the same way. I'm kidding. I have a great relationship with my family. It's fine. A little bitterness in my voice. It's fine.
So question: What do you mean about docking myself?
Doxing. So when you give out personal information by accident, or someone doxes you.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's like my name. I don't give out my name to the internet, not yet, anyways. So I go by Cable Penny Shot.
All you're gonna get is just my name, and honestly, I don't think you can do anything with that.
Yeah, I mean, just so you'd be surprised. Like you click on Indiegogo and you click something, and up pops your credit card number.
Oh crap!
Yeah, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful of that kind of stuff.
Don't get me scared about that now.
Well, there's a lot of bad players. You just gotta be careful.
Yeah, no.
I'm not a bad player, but some people are.
Well,
like Stephen Brown from St. Cloud. Like, how do I know that? It's on your Indiegogo page.
Yeah.
It's like if you were logged into your Indiegogo page and you clicked on one of these little perks, I think your credit card info pops up and your address. So yeah, share my screen again. I'll go through this campaign some more. And then I think we're hitting your 2-hour mark. Yeah, solid cover. This cover is great.
We can probably go for a couple more minutes.
Yeah. Oh, I figure we'll wrap it up here. Yeah. So here's some pages. You gotta clean up these bullet points, my friend. Come on.
I know.
All right, comic artist, writer.
Tells you a little bit more about myself.
All right. I've been working on it for a long while. 28 pages long. Some more pages. We saw a little bit about that earlier. See you later, Yucky. Here's him at this. What is it? The library? Bookstore?
That is their family-owned bookstore.
Nice. Some more pages. I love when people just put pages. I love it. Because I hate people who have campaigns. It's like one image.
Well, I want you to see what you're going to get into. I don't want you to be like left in the dark. Like, it's like, as far as I can tell, my goal is to persuade you to back this book.
Yep.
And I think I'm doing a pretty good job.
Each comic will come with a trading card. Here's some of the cards. Well, 3 of the ones he showed earlier, but 1 more as well. There's a poster perk. Yeah,
which unfortunately I can't make it any bigger. So it's going to be a 11 by 17.
Okay, so a mini poster. Yeah, looks good. Perk wise, what we got? We have number 1 in foil, which I believe is what you showed us.
Mm-hmm.
$15, and I believe it's 10 shipping, so 25 shipped. Get you a comic. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Unless you live overseas, that's different.
The reason for the foil is because at first I thought that $15 plus the $10 shipping was going to be a bit too much and would deter you from it.
Mm.
So I thought, well, if I add foil, it might help with the value of it.
Yeah, not a bad thing. The Crypts and Legends poster foil, so 20.
But that was also the time where I forgot how expensive foil is. I was like, you know what? I was like, you know what? I'm still gonna do it because
Yeah.
I said this is what it's gonna be, and that's what it's gonna be.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So
Sometimes you just got to get it out there, you know.
yeah.
So here's a comic poster bundle for 30. Original art pages, page number 24. Oh, 16's gone already. All right.
Yeah, that surprised me, you know, and someone actually backed that. Someone actually bought that on Thanksgiving.
So I noticed there's only 2 pages. Are you keeping the rest?
Yeah, I'm keeping the rest. Those are the 2 pages that I'm willing to sell. I'm not gonna sell all the pages.
Okay. A little slightly different than like say EVS. EVS is okay with selling pages because what did he say? He believes that fans should have them or something. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, every artist does it differently.
I agree to that.
Yeah, but I think what he does is he just has a single perk and he just says art pages, and then what he does is whoever is the first one to back it, he sends them a collage of all the pages. You pick yours, and then he X's out that one, and then he sends it to the next person, and then they X that out. That's how they handle that. That way, first come, first serve. They get to pick their page first. Yeah. So yeah, solid, man. Crypts and Legends on Indiegogo. Steve, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, man, no problem. Everybody, have a good night. I am out of here. Goodbye.
And we still got some time left too. So yeah. You know what? I'm gonna draw for a little bit more of the time. If anyone else wants to pop up, might be a little bit too late, but we'll still talk. We'll still talk. So who's still watching here, huh? I know what to do here. Da, 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 da. Okay, that is all the time we have, everyone. My name is Steven Brown. Back. Let's see. Back Crypts and Legends. Back Crypts and Legends on Indiegogo. We have 4 days left. We might go into in demand, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't back it now. All right. I like to thank Gable for hopping on to the chat and have a little talk. Hope to have him on the chat again. Remember, keep drawing. Comics game is great. Comics are great. And until next time, see you later.